Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you already know, this is your U.S. General. 5-drawer tool cart with side tray and deep compartment. Today is Wednesday, as you can see. We just now making it back over to the storage unit, getting back to it, getting busy as always, all right? And today's segment is going to be a brief, quick one today. I do not have much time to spend at the prior moment. I actually have quite a few things on my plate and on my schedule. All right, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give out a little footage, and this is going to be based upon a little mixed content between the stacking community just as well as the tool community. All right, but I ain't going to hold you up too much more longer in the introductory of things. But as I always state, as usual, I always keep my signature lingering somewhere in the background. My Dunkin' Donuts coffee. You already know, okay? So pretty much I did receive a couple of things today, so I'm going to get these items out to the top of the tool cart. I'm going to get my box cutters out so that we can get a good visual on things. So walk with me. Let's get it. All right, I got my box cutters out. I got quite a few items sitting at the top of the tool cart, so we're going to run through things one at a time like we normally do. All right, so let's get it. All right, coming out of the first package, as you can see, is this 1 ounce fine silver Liberty round. Okay, in mint condition. Give you a picture of the reverse. And as you can see, this is 0.99 fine silver, 1 troy ounce. Okay. So let's move along. All right, coming out of the next following package, as you can see here, all right, this is a 1 ounce proof, all right, silver bullion. This is from the mint. Okay, so get this out real quick. This right here is a key date right here. This is 1996 American Silver Eagle. Okay, this is a specific year and a key date for low mintage on this particular year of 1996, just as well as I believe the 1986 and what is that, the 1994s and 95s. All right, so this is what just came in this particular package. So now we're gonna move along. Let's get it. Okay, coming out of this next package, still heavily taped up, so let me get this off the item real quick so that we can get a good visual on things. All right, now that I got the item out, as you can see now, here is your 1 ounce silver Libertat, and this is a 2019. See if we'll focus in. Okay, in some previous videos in the past, I did just recently received a 2 ounce Libertat, just as well as in another video I also showed the 5 ounce silver Libertats. Okay, I'm not really too interested in the fractional pieces when it comes to the 1/10 ounce and the 1/20th ounce and things like that. So you know, I'm pretty much fine when it comes to the 1 ounces, 2 ounces, and 5 ounces in different years in its selection of series and things like that. Okay, so this is one of the 1 ounces here. Like I stated, this is the 219. I'm also waiting for the 220s to come in. Okay, So got one more package over there to get to, so let's get it. All right, this package over here was double packed in 2 envelopes. Let me see what you have here. It says Westminster Mint. As you can see, it's a nice decent box here that they have. Let's see how this looks. Okay. Whoa. Okay, this is another gold unit that I did pick up quite some time ago. All right, this is your Gold Liberty. All right, this is a 2018. Okay, this is a signature series that is signed by the 38th Director of the U.S. Mint, as you can see, Edmund C. Moy. This is a PCGS. All right, the grade, in which you can see here, this is a PR70 DCAM. This is American Liberty High Relief, and this is a first day issue. Okay, so just to give you, good clear visual of its reverse. Let's see, I got it upside down, I think. If it'll focus in, it does have $10 face value, United States of America. Okay, so this is another gold option that is going along with the stack. Okay, so these are, what few things that did come in at the moment. I still have quite a few other things that I'm waiting for at the prior time, but this is what came in today. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move along into the tool discussion of the day. Let's get it. Okay, in today's tool topic, as the prior moment, I have 3 different items sitting at the top of the tool cart. I don't feel the need to get out any of the other drive sizes to do, somewhat of the same type of comparison and things like that of that nature. But what we are looking at is 2 different 1/4-inch drive breaker bars, all right? One, the comfort grip is a snap-on, and the opposite design, which is a standing handle, is a Craftsman's USA made, which is, the more older make. So just to give you a good example and idea, and as you can see, the part number is 43523, just as well as my extensions, Craftsman, made in the USA. All right, this is 1/4-inch drive, if it will focus in properly, just as well as the socket that you see connected to the extension, if it will focus in properly. And you will also, let me see if I can get it to focus in clearly. As you can see, this is made in the USA. All right, so the thing is when it comes to 1/4-inch breaker bars, sometimes individuals say that they have lack of a need for them because they rather just technically go to a 1/4-inch drive ratchet, whether a lock and ratchet, standard handle, flex head, whatever the case might be. At times I do like using these 1/4-inch breaker bars because they do come in handy in certain particular applications where I tend to apply them to where, if you were using a ratchet, you wouldn't have to worry about back drag and things like that when removing something or basically fastening something. I tend to use some of these 1/4-inch drive breaker bars when it comes to things such as TPMS removals, when removing certain particular TPMS kits, just in case, you run into a situation and you actually happen to provide wheel service work and things like that at times too, depending upon what type of shop and you work at and what type of services a particular shop may provide. And there may be times and occasions when you're working on certain particular TPMS sensors and TPMS sensor kits, where what happens is that throughout time, they freeze up and they get seized amongst some wheels, okay, from over tightening and things like that. And throughout time, some of the kits, they tend to swell, just like, sort of say, like a lug nut would swell throughout weather conditions and throughout time and heat and friction and things like that. And the metal, depending upon what the individual part in is made of, you know what I'm saying, like when it comes to vehicles and lug nuts, like you'll have like aluminum caps that cover certain lug nuts, and even with those caps, they tend to swell over the lugs just as well, okay, throughout time and weather conditions and heat like that. Not all states and all mechanics run into the issues, because you know everywhere is a little different when it comes to the seasons and weatherings in different areas and so on and so forth. But where I'm actually located, I do see a lot of that at times, where you run into a lot of lug nuts, just as well as TPMS sensors on wheels and things like that, where you have to replace the kit. Sometimes full kits have to be changed because you actually have TPMS sensors that are or one main unit. Then you have some other TPMS sensors that break down into two different pieces and two different units. So it just basically all depends, okay, when the situation presents itself, and you know what type of vehicle, what type of make, model, because they all range differently, you know, when it comes to some of those services. What you're taking a look at here is also a ratchet adapter. I normally use this on a 1/2 inch drive, okay. I use this quite a lot when it comes to breaker bars. I do actually have snap-on breaker bars in different drive sizes and different lengths for certain particular reasons, just as well as they also provide you know, these snap-on ratchet and adapters for 3/8 drive, just as well as 1/4 inch drive. I'm not quite sure, you know, about other brands, if other brands do distribute these. I've never really actually looked into whether other brands distribute ratchet adapters. You know, I only basically see them through the Snap-on brand, but I'm quite sure that they are out there. I'm quite sure that Snap-on is technically not the only brand that basically makes them and things like that. But when it comes to, you know, breaker bars, whether it's comfort grip or standard handle, I'm not biased to using any of them. I actually like using standard handles a whole lot much more often than actually using comfort grip, even though in my selection of tools I do actually have a lot of comfort grip equipment, especially when it comes to breaker bars and ratchets. But when it comes to a breaker bar, I also use Proto Professional, okay, that has a knurling handle, which is very aggressive, which is a 1/2 inch drive. It's an 18-inch breaker bar, and I like basically going to it because you know, I don't get no flex out of it. It's at a decent length. When you start going into the more longer lengths, depending upon what type of force and leverage that you're putting on a breaker bar, just as well as a pry bar, you know, that's when you start to get resistance and get flex and things like that. But when it comes to the Proto Professional that I use in the 18-inch 1/2 inch drive, I get no flex. All right, it is very sturdy, holds up very well. I had it for more over, I've been had it actually, I think, for more than 10 years, and it's still been, you know, working out just well. I've never had no issues with it or nothing like that. But you know, I still have other equipment, once again, as you can see, that has comfort grips and things like that, because throughout time I started moving a little bit more and leaning in that direction. But it technically doesn't really matter, because you know, a lot of times I work with gloves on. I work with impact gloves on, just as well as latex gloves. A lot of technicians, a lot of mechanics, they don't technically like working with gloves and things like that, but sometimes I feel a whole lot much more aggressive when I do have them on, and more efficient with my work. It feels like I'm naked. It's just like you're using a particular tool all the time, and then once you're not using that tool, you feel bare without it, without not having it in your hand. So it's the same thing with when I'm working and doing certain particular jobs and applications without actually having gloves on. It's not to say that the work still does not get done, but it just doesn't get done as fast and as efficient. All right. So if you use your breaker bars out there, whether in 1/4 inch drive, drop a comment, let me know. Let me know whether, you prefer to go with the comfort grip or whether you prefer to go with standard handles and things like that. I always keep, either one of these two in my pocket, to keep me from having to run back and forth to a tool cart or a toolbox, for a 1/4 inch drive ratchet. I go to a 1/4 inch drive ratchet when needed, but in a good vast majority of the time, a lot of times it's not technically needed because nowadays I go to that 1/4 inch hex cordless, all right, when needed. But if I technically have to do something manually, where there are plenty of situations, especially in 1/4 inch drive, that I have to go through things manually. I don't tend to put an impact gun on anything, especially when I know that it's easy to share something off. It's easy to break something. I'd rather do the job correctly than work backwards. But when I am capable of being able to get in something to say like a 1/4 inch hex or a 1/4 inch stubby where it requires, a little bit more force other than me technically doing it manually, then I will. But if I see that, it'll be an issue with me actually using an impact, that's when I will actually go to using things and, removing and assembling things manually by hand. All right. So once again, if you use your 1/4 inch breaker bars out there, whether you feel that there are some type of benefit to you or whether you think that they're useless to you, let me know. All right. Everybody works differently. Everybody has different opinions and different views and things like that of that nature. So it's always good, to leave the feedback, especially for the other viewers and the other younger individuals that's trying to come into the game, that look in on these videos for reviews and, look for information. They look to obtain intel. All right. So everybody enjoy the rest of their evening out there. Keep it a safe and a blessed one as always. And until that next tool review, that next modification video, that next tool haul, we gonna check you later. Peace.